Hi everybody, it's Kristin. So as promised there are lots of requests, so I promised that I would do this. I have a review of the Naked Basics palette, which is the eyeshadow, and then also the Naked Flushed palette from Urban Decay. I decided I wanted to grab this, mostly because I hadn't heard anybody talk about it. I said that when I hauled this, that it was, I had never seen it, and there it was, and I was like, what, am I living under a rock? So anyway, this palette, and hopefully while I'm talking to you about this palette, I have figured out how to edit split screen at the same time, and you're seeing me put this palette on right now. So this palette has a bronzer, a highlighter, and a blush, as you can see. And let me just swatch these for you. They are very nice and creamy. They applied very well. I can get so there they are. The bronzer is a nice, as you'll see, I'm applying it in kind of the 3E, but that's what I always do. I'm not really attempting to contour anything. This is not a contouring shade, obviously. So this is just a nice to kind of warm up your face, and I think actually it's a really nice color for lighter skin tones. I liked using it this week. I'm going to scooch over to the blush. The blush is nice, and you know what? It looks matte when you look at it. But it actually, when you put it on your cheeks, has a little bit of a sheen, and hopefully you guys can see that. I know that my lighting is a little bit bright, and that's because there's snow everywhere, and I'm kind of having to record when I can, at any rate. So this is the highlight color, and it is very pretty, a nice highlight. Definitely has a pink tone to it. It gives a very nice sheen, no glitter. None of these have any glitter in them. And so when I read on the website, and this sells for $30, by the way, and I read on the website it said you can use them individually or all swirled together. So I didn't actually use them all swirled together on my cheeks at all. I really kind of liked, just to separate them out. I don't see how those would really look nice all together, so I can't speak to that. The palette is nice and sturdy. I think it would be a nice palette for travel. It has a very nice mirror on it that goes the length of that. The only thing that I don't like is that it's just a kind of a little magnetic, and it feels secure, but that just worries me a little bit. I don't know, because I'm weird like that. So anyway, so that is the Flushed palette. I think it's a nice palette. I don't think it's a must-have by any means, but if you are lighter skinned, I think if you're much darker than probably an NC 25, I don't think this is going to show up at all on you. It's really close on me. It shows up and it adds nice warmth without adding too much, which is actually why I enjoy it. I'm actually going to keep this palette. How about that? Okay, so the Urban Decay Naked Basics palette. You guys have all seen it, but I will show you again. This sells for $27. So it has a black, which is Crave. It has Faint, Naked 2, Walk of Shame, Foxy, and Venus. And I'll swatch them all for you. So there they are swatched. Let me lift this up here for you. Now I will agree, and I'm actually going to, while I'm talking about this, hopefully, there's a split screen and you're seeing how I use this on my eye. These three colors, as everybody has said, they are very similar. I don't disagree with that. But I will say that, Walk of Shame is a little pinkier, Foxy is a little more yellow, and they are both matte, and then Venus has some sheen to it. And for me, especially when I travel, I think this is a great palette for traveling. I actually think it's a great palette all around, but it's nice to have a little small palette that has a nice transition color in it, and it has this Walk of Shame can be, or it's WS, but I think that's what it is, Walk of Shame. It can be an all over lid color, that's what you're seeing me use all over my lid. Foxy is a nice kind of yellow toned highlight, which you guys have seen before, and then Sheen, if you want a highlight with some sheen, that Venus offers you that as well. It's nice to have a black to deepen up any look when you're traveling, and then this Faint for me is the perfect kind of deepen a crease color. So I know a lot of people have said, what's the point? You can't get very many looks out of this. Well, that's true. It's not like there's, I don't know that I could do 4 looks, 1 palette with this, but I don't think that's what Urban Decay intended. I think Urban Decay intended this as an add-on. For instance, the Urban Decay Smoked palette, that is a great palette and one that I would love to do a 4 looks, 1 palette with, but I can't do it with just that palette. Okay, I pulled it out so that I could show you what I'm talking about. Now, while this does have a matte brown and matte black, and then these two are matte, there's not a transition color in here at all, and that's the problem you've seen me kind of have with a lot of my 4 looks, 1 palettes, is I really like to have a transition color, and you can kind of mix some of these together to make yourself a transition color. But if I am bringing this along, this is not that big of a deal to add on to it. I have enjoyed using this along with my Urban Decay Naked palette, the original, because that one just has Virgin in it as a highlight, and this gives me matte highlights, which I generally prefer. So this is $27, but it is 6 full-size shadows, and I find it to be a great add-on to so many palettes that they have and other palettes that I have. This is something that you will see me use, and hopefully you guys are okay. If you do want me to do a 4 looks, 1 palette with this, I'm willing to do that, but I need to have this with it. There are tons of drugstore options also that would mimic the colors in here. So it's not like you have to get this particular palette. It's just very convenient and nice for travel. So that's my opinion on it. Do I think you must buy that palette? Absolutely not. You don't need to buy it. Like I said, there's tons of drugstore options. But it really is a nice add-on palette is what I'm getting at. And I really think that that's what Urban Decay intended it to be. They didn't intend it to be, oh, here's a palette and you never need to buy another one again. Now, having said that, you saw the look that I was able to create with it is a very nice everyday look. And what I think we as makeup lovers and hoarders need to remember is that not everybody wants to have 800 eyeshadows like we, okay, not 800, but not everybody wants to have tons of eyeshadows like we do. Some people just want to find a good quality product to get themselves a look kind of like this, so a look that they would just wear every single day, and this does offer that for a decent price and good quality eyeshadows. So those are my thoughts on both the Naked Fleshed and the Naked Basics. So I hope that you guys enjoyed that. I will quickly run down. If you want to see what's on the rest of my face, I'll run it down for you. If not, thank you so much for watching. I'm wearing the Tarte Miracle Maracuja foundation today. My color in this is light. And then I'm also wearing Laura Mercier over top of that, and everything else you saw. And my lipstick color, which I'm trying to add some color into my world, is Revlon. This is the Colorburst line, and this is Carnation, which looks like this. And I know they don't make this line anymore, which makes me sad. But there you go. That's another nice thing about this palette is that you can pair, it gives you a nice neutral eye to pair whatever lipstick you want with. Okay, all right, I'll stop. I hope that you guys are having a great one. Thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you very soon. Bye!